Well, that was pretty sweet, right? Well, first things first, the reason that montage exists is because after getting this mixer and new mic, I failed to change my OBS settings properly so that the sound would actually record. The source showed sound happening, but it did not record it because I disabled all of the inputs for some reason. So that's that. Hope you enjoyed that. Those are some of my better rounds I've had playing the Mecha Break playtest. It's a 6v6 PvP mech game. And if you're not aware, I enjoy mech games a lot. So this is right up my alley. I have played a handful of the Armored Cores. Definitely chief among them Armored Core 2 and Armored Core 6. I've also played almost all of the Mech Warriors. Definitely the first 3. I don't recall 4. I've definitely played 5 Mercenaries, and I'm definitely looking forward to 5 Clans. Gonna be pretty awesome. Excited for that. Love mech games. Also, I played Demon Machina, I believe that's how you say that, and Zone of Enders was another one. I can't think of any other like super well-known mech games. Oh, Front Mission is one. That's an older one. They did a PC port not horribly long ago. Of course, anything newer than 10 years is not horribly long ago to me. So your time frame might be a little more different. You might have a different perspective on how long something was ago. Some people around here think 2 years ago was a long time. I guess in the world of gaming it could be. 10 years ago is ancient. So we're going to showcase probably 3 of my favorite. So you've got Tricera. He is basically a fortress with a little bit of mobility. Not great as a mobile guy. You really want to like hammer down and sit in place because that's how you get his shields going all around you. And I will say, if you get paired with a solid support mech, and a lot of people like playing support, it's kind of boring. But if you get paired with a solid support guy, you can pretty much be invincible because he's gonna repair you. You have an ability to repair him. If you can put like an overshield over the top of you, on top of your shields, like you're basically 2 are gonna be unstoppable. Especially if you get in one of these like chokehold areas, like you saw in the first montage I did. That was my first time ever playing Tricera, and I just sat on the little platform for the escort mission, and it didn't move. So the rest of the team could have gotten the transport for our team 1%, and we would have won. Pretty much crushed it, but you know, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to showcase you some actual, so you can hear the sounds and all this and see all the chaos. It's a very chaotic game to kind of look around. There's like a lot going on. The UI can be a little overwhelming. This kind of stuff's a little obnoxious. Very sort of anime-ish. But that's okay. This is a free-to-play game, as far as I understand it. Let me just confirm that. I'm not sure exactly, so let's go to Steam while I'm doing this. I should have been prepared. Never gonna happen, guys. Just not gonna happen. Just let it go. Mecha Break playtest. Yeah, let's go to store page. Let's check this out. Oh, they don't have a planned release date. I would hazard a guess it'd be late this year, sometime early next year. I mean, it plays pretty well. I don't know what they're gonna add. I don't think they're gonna do a campaign when you start the game, and this is part of the problem with the no volume, is that I was gonna play the introduction of like the game that sort of acts as a tutorial, but it's like a it's got like sort of a storied mission, almost like there could be a campaign down the road, which I think would be pretty cool. That games don't need to have a ton of story. I mean, I think probably The Armored Core 6, I mean, it's got like a loose story. You don't really know what's going on. It's mercenaries, you know. All these mech games seem to be surrounded by mercenaries. I think Mech Warrior probably does the best job of having a ton of lore in the games with the clans and all that kind of stuff. It's like an inner sphere thing or something. I don't remember. But there's all kinds of clans and royalty and all that. Oh, what's another one? Oh, Battletech was a good one. That was like a top-down sort of like turn-based CRPG with mechs, which is kind of cool. I enjoyed it. But yeah, so there's a little story in those games. You know, voice acting and all that. Not really any voice acting in this. Doesn't really need to be. It's got a character creator that is exactly what you'd expect it to be. If you played things like Black Desert Online, you know, with the anatomically correct sliders, then you know what I'm talking about. It's got the weeb factor going on. That's alright. I don't know if these guys have made any other games. This is by Amazing Seasun Games. Let's go to both developed and published by them. Oh, the other game they've done is Snowbreak. Yeah, that's a weeb-tastic shooter, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, sci-fi RPG shooters here. Yeah, full of weeb stuff. Is what it is. It's Japanese, Korean. Let me see. Oh, they don't have an about page. Huh. Not that I can find one. About the game. Nope, nothing. I don't see it. Anywho, let's talk about this, right? Oh, okay, so we're back. I'm focusing, I swear. So this is the shield. Basically, sit in the middle and hold the control point and watch all the weaklings come around. Yeah, very strong against air. Sky Raider is a medium attacker, and then Falcon is a light attack. Both aerial, sort of focused. They move a lot faster, a lot more maneuverable when they're in their sort of like plane mode. You guys ever seen Macross? Like Sky Raider kind of looks like that. I made my Falcon look like the main robot from Evangelion, as close as I could. I mean, with the paint scheme thing. Since this is free to play, I imagine that there will be some sort of pay for convenience factor. That's not confirmed. I have no idea. I'm just suspecting it'll be like that. You know how you guys have played First Ascendant, get all those paints and stuff and they're like one-time use? Well, I imagine they've got something going like that for this game, because there's a ton of different like colors. They're all more or less pretty close to the same, slightly different shades, and then they've got like varying degrees of quality, whether it's like bright shiny paint or it's kind of like scuffed up or whatever. Kind of hard detail to see in this mode unless you're really paying attention, but like once you're in the lobby in the hangar, you can see it pretty good. The models are pretty cool looking. Still a little sharpening here, just kind of like clean it up a bit. I think it looks, you see a little more detail in the mechs, but nobody's touching this center spot. Not happening. I really do like it when a team comes together and works well together. It's quite a bit different to be on the other side when you're seeing the opposing team getting wrecked. I haven't been in a lot of rounds that are close. Been in a few, and they're a lot of fun. The escort ones can be really close, but most of these types of games are with the control points are pretty close to blowouts. I've had a few that are close, but I'm pretty sure the more control points you have, you know, the slower your timer goes down or goes up or whatever. Yeah, it's going up. So the faster you get to 1,000, the better. I've had, I think my best round was like 1,000 to 60. I don't even know if it was like real people playing. Could have been bots. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I've been running into a whole lot of that sort of bot behavior. People are just gonna stand still and float around. I'm sure there is some of it. Oh man, I don't know what it is, but every time I'm gonna do these voiceovers, I get these snivels. Apparently people are getting sick around me, so probably getting it, but I only get snivels at night, so that's fun. Only when I'm trying to record is the nose start to drain. That's just great. I'll be right back. You guys can watch this while I figure out what's going on with the nose here. Be right back.
Node B captured. Victory.
Yeah, so that's a victory. Hey, triple kill as a defense. Yeah, 1,550. I'd say that's a blowout. What do you think? Get myself situated here.
Enemy down.
Oh, so this is the replay, and you can see you can export and share footage. After I think the next round, I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like. So it allows you to export this. Basically, it's going to be blown up though. Like when you watch it, you're not going to see this stuff on the side with the stats. I don't believe it just shows like sort of the big screen here, which is kind of cool. I used that for one thing because I forgot to hit record while I was playing, so I ended up exporting the share footage of the replay to use. Yep, that's the skin thing I'm talking about. You make your characters get suits and all that stuff. The pilot has like no bearing on the game whatsoever. It's just sort of a thing to watch while you walk into your mech. Yeah, you can also kind of sign yourself up for certain missions. So if you finish stuff, you get more points for certain things. You unlock more of the sort of like seasonal battle points, like this thing right here. And that's unlocks paint and mods. Every like armature of your mech has a certain amount of mods. So like your cockpit has, I think every single one has 3, so your arms have 3, your propulsion stuff has 3, your weapons have like 3. Now we're gonna use Falcon. This I think is it's a toss-up between Falcon and Tricera as to which one's my favorite. It really just depends on the map. I certainly prefer certain game styles for certain things, but what does suck is that you can't always can't switch. So once you're locked in, the maps are going to be random. I don't know if you're going to be able to choose them when the game actually releases. I hope so. That way you can kind of like focus on a certain game mode. But right now it's just it's random. So if there's a mission that I prefer to play Falcon on, and I should have taken Tricera, I don't do well. There's certainly particular mechs that do better in other areas, at least for me. Everyone's got a play style. Yeah, I love this hangar space. It's so cool looking. The mechs have a ton of detail in them. I love you can move around. Can't really do that in Armored Core with the hangar thing. I wish you kind of could. I mean, obviously the modifying in Armored Core is quite a bit better, more intense. It's a single player game, so you don't have all this stuff. Yep, this is what the character creator's for. You're welcome. Feel like the Evangelion sort of paint scheme I try in there. As close as I can get, guys. I know what you want from me. I know y'all you mech nerds out there watching this, you know what's up. It was a solid attempt. I'm gonna take the cred word you give it to me or not. I don't know what I'm saying. It's late. Alright.
Entering combat zone. Objective: dismantle stratum shatterers. An optical camo drone will soon go off your fire control system. Stratum shatterer deploys in 10 seconds. Weapon not ready. Stratum shatterer deployed.
Oh, there we go. Alright, so this is Falcon. Pretty sweet, very fast. I don't know if there is a faster mech. I haven't played one. Very maneuverable, however maneuverable. I like the, you press 2 and you go into this sort of airplane mode. And you're trying to get away. It's good to like get back into the little mech one and kind of flip yourself around, slow down a little bit. It's kind of like pumping the brakes, like Maverick. You know, getting people to fly right past you or kind of make them miss when they're trying to snipe you out of the sky. Feels like you're going really fast, but when you watch a replay of a sniper like off in the distance sort of just following you, it looks like you're just kind of standing still. I'm gonna get a point to try and destroy every Falcon because there can only be one Falcon. I get so many assists in these games. I feel like I'm doing most of the work. See that? I got like 99% of that kill. I'm just gonna say it, and guy took it from me. So basically, whoever gets the last hit gets the kill. So I mean, if you want to try and kill steal, go for it. I did that a few times. I'm not gonna lie. Just kind of like float around and like look for people that are almost done and just take the glory with the missiles. Every time that you die, there is a sort of kill cam that you can watch. I've obviously cut them all out because I don't want to watch myself die. I already died, and then they get to show it to you again. So it's kind of fun though, because you can either see, like, you know, when you're floating around, you watch yourself being targeted by the guy who does the final kill. You might not be the person that's doing the most damage to you, but it's going to be the person that gets the last shot on you. So you can kind of watch, you know, how many people are actually shooting at you, so you know that you never had a chance because 4 people are shooting at you. Yeah, super fun. Yeah, I went after the Falcon a lot. I don't know if that's fair or nice of me, but I'm telling you, man, it's my skies. Stay out of my skies. I'm not even sure what the mission is here. I think you're supposed to like go down there and like hit some nodes and like get a hold F to capture them, and then they move around. And I have no idea. I never pay attention to this one. I like the defensive ones. I like the escort ones. This one, there's like certain things you're supposed to do, but I never picked the right mech to do that with. You need sort of like a medium mover, so like while you're doing that, you can like get around, but slow guys not gonna be able to like get away quick enough, and the light guys can't sit there and like take the punishment while everyone's trying to go after these particular areas. Yeah, there's like things you gotta pick up. I don't know, like batteries or something. Now you get escorted by these are bots. Those little things are just like little escort bots. They're kind of annoying. They're like mobile suits, but not Gundams. Yeah, I love the movement. So this guy's got I think dual machine guns, and then there's like a heavy rocket and sonar. Yeah, I think that's it. Every single one has like 4 things. Yeah, so there's like things you gotta like capture or destroy or something. Whoever, I don't know if it's first to 10 or if it's just till the timer runs out. Whoever has the most.
Enemy down.
Buildings aren't destructible, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, that'd be pretty cool if they added some destruction. But there's not any of that in like Armored Core 6 either. Really, the only mech game I play that has any sort of like building destruction that I can recall off the top of my head is actually Mech Warrior. I think they all have it actually. All the Mech Warriors. Maybe not the first two. It's been a long time. 3 definitely did. 5 definitely does. I don't remember 4 much. I would like to see a campaign. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think if this is just gonna be 6v6 PvP, that, you know, it's kind of a very niche market. I mean, that's fine if that's what you're going for, but I think there needs to be like a little more to it. At least I want there to be more to it. I kind of know how, you know, Armored Core 6 is all about the campaign, which is great. It's fantastic. I enjoy it. And there is a PvP element to it, but it's not core to it. And I think this wouldn't be too bad if this had like a decent little campaign. The opening little battle and stuff was pretty cool. It had a big robot. I'm not sure if there's gonna be like larger like PvE boss fights. That would also be a pretty cool thing that they could do. But if it's just PvP, I mean, it's fun for a time, right? And if they keep like adding, I don't know how much variety they can put into the mechs. I'm sure there could be quite a bit. There's gonna be mods and stuff like that, skins. I don't know, but it definitely needs to be more here. It's kind of superficial, you know, kind of a hero shooter mech game, which is, you know, fine, but let's be real, guys. Mech games are our niche. You know, to the nerdiest of us nerds, mech games are, I mean, they're S tier games, but not everyone's into them. I'm glad that Armored Core 6 and FromSoft like put effort into it and sort of brought it back. They're kind of like, I'd have to say, after like the Mech Warrior guys, like sort of kings in that space. Very, very different games. But yeah, still awesome. It's obviously a grittier. I like how that looks a lot better, but this is still a great looking game. Plays well. I think it plays pretty well. It's not as fluid or kind of like as easy to like sort of maneuver around with Armored Core 6. But you know, it's up there. Oh, so this is the video settings thing. So it's kind of cool. You can pick your resolution, frame rate. You could adjust your volumes, and then you can kind of pick where you're going to export these to. And there's a share function, but I'm sure that's like kind of like internal to the game. Couldn't really share anything. At least I didn't bother to do it. You can share it to like your social media and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, good for you, bud. MVP, that's him.
MVP.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you get the, there's certain people that have like different skins, different clothes. I'm not sure if you get that from like being higher in the rankings. So it's got like the bronze, silver, gold, and all that kind of stuff. I haven't played it a whole ton. Like silver 3 right now, I think. Try to get the gold later this week. I'm not sure how long the playtest is gonna last. It started a few days ago. I think it started the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Saturday. And it's been still going. I haven't been kicked out of it yet. Of course, I haven't played today. I played yesterday, so I'm not sure how long it's gonna go. But I'm enjoying it while it lasts. Welkin, this is another one of my favorites. Heavy Brawler. He's got a big ol' axe, and if you get killed by this guy, he's got a cool. It's the only one that I've seen with like no kidding, like finisher move where he like just beats the, you know, he just beats the. Sorry, couldn't help myself. I wanted to try the button. But yeah, he's also got a big old cannon. Oh, and this is what you just saw here. Is I did not pick this guy. This is a support guy. He's kind of like a medic. I did not pick this guy. If someone else gets into the lobby while you're queuing up and already picked it, it's ready to go, you'll get kicked out. So you can't really have the same one. This guy's really cool too. Stego. I played him once and I think I did fairly well with this guy. He's got all kinds of missiles and stuff. And he's got like a barrier that he pushes out in front. So he's kind of like a frontal assault type of guy. And then he like lobs missiles and over the top of it. So he can be pretty annoying if he's in a tight space. But a lot of fun. So I'd have to say that we're going to go through at the end all of the mechs. There's about a dozen or so, 10 or 12 different mechs. I like this guy, Stego. He's a ultra heavy attack. There's no heavy attack. Just so we go from light to medium. We got heavy brawler. And then we have ultra heavy defender, ultra heavy sniper, and ultra heavy attacker. No ultralights. And no heavy attackers, but there's medium and then ultra. But then there's medium and heavy brawler. So I'm not sure what the weight class was. There's room in there to like add things to it. But yeah, see, someone else got Tricera. So I got Stego. So if you hit F2, it'll tell you what all the abilities are. It's better if you go into a fight knowing exactly what they are and then figuring out how to use it. Took me a while to like, you know, decide I needed to do that before I started fighting the character, and it usually takes me about half the match if I've never played someone before to try and figure it out like on the fly. And then usually by about the end of the match, I've got them figured out more or less and kind of figured out the, you know, pattern of attacks that work for me. But yeah, this guy's pretty beastly. You definitely need to use that shield. Oh, and that blue field thing, that is one of his abilities. So basically creates this interference field, so it makes it harder for the enemy to like lock onto you. I believe that's what the ability does. So it's really distracting for me actually. This is the brawler's guy. That's his ability to get like put into it. So if you got someone in there with you really close, that's a perfect thing to like put them in, so you can't get attacked by like his buddies, but you can just mess him up with your axe. You also get like a big cannon to shoot him with. So this is the escort mission type, right? So if you sit on top of their stuff, you just bring it back. So as long as you've got like a beastly, what you want in this one is you want a beast to sit on this thing. Ultra heavy attacker works, but really what you want is an ultra heavy defender like Tricera to keep them like at bay. So when you get into those tight spots, you get them tunneled in, having all those Gatling guns shooting in one direction. Oh man, hard to beat. But Aleseness, this guy, oh man. He's sort of like the jack of all trades, master of none, pain in the butt. His best ability is his survivability as a medium attacker. So he's got like a regular gun. I think he's got like a melee. Yeah, he's got a melee and a shield. But then his like sort of like, I guess you'll call it an ultimate, if you will. His, you know, unique ability is that he can have a dropship come, replenish all his ammo, and replenish all of his armor. And I've gotten some guys who play this guy do it very well, so you can get almost down to like nothing and then heal basically to full health, and man, very frustrating, especially if they know what they're doing with the shield. But yeah, Aleseness is like you kind of start off with him and you do the game, and he's very good if all-arounder, like the best one. There's some other ones that are like kind of close but not really. Aleseness is definitely the best all-rounder. But yeah, this guy is insane, and those friggin' That's another ultra heavy attacker. I forget the name of that guy, but it's got like a scatter cannon thing all over the place. As like a defensive thing, but you can also use it to attack. It'll like focus the beam if you're close enough to someone.
Enemy down.
Yeah, they're not gonna get to have a chance to get this all the way back. There is a certain point, so like you see B is obviously ours. We're obviously kicking butt, but once you get to a certain point, you see these little white dots. So for us, it'll move forward faster. And then for the bad guys, if we get it and it's like back all the way, it'll like jut forward again. It's kind of like a minor balancing thing. It's a little weird because I sat on this thing for a while, all the way in the back, and then when they hit this second dot, it jumped forward. It's very jarring, and I was like, no one's around me. I haven't died. There shouldn't be any reason why it's doing that, but it did. Nope. That brawler. That shield up. Get him away from you. Yeah, he also has these like swirly doos that just attack you if you're too close. Yeah. Short range though. That guy's having a bad day up there. Inferno.
Assist.
Yeah, so this round wasn't like super exciting to be honest with you guys, but I did pretty well. I'm like get a lot of assists. Do my best to like focus on, you know, the task at hand and make sure that I'm supporting the team. I like playing that supporting role because I think oftentimes supporting role is the anchor that keeps everyone alive, or does the thing nobody else wants to do, like sitting on the thing while everyone else is having fun attacking. I'm just sitting in the back looking for the stragglers to come on by. See, he's just hanging out with me. He realized that I'm not going anywhere, so he can go attack somebody if he wants. So I'm just gonna ride all the way back. Make it impossible for the other guys to bring it back. Real team player. Feel free to pat me on the back. I feel pretty good about myself. It's gonna be like, yeah, see this? As soon as we get to the white part, it jutted forward. I think that's some attempt at balancing the game so that like they have a fighting chance to like make a comeback, because otherwise we'd be all the way back in the hangar again and they wouldn't have a chance, because all I have to do is hold out long enough for my team to have our thing so far ahead before the timer runs out. That doesn't matter if we get 100% or not. Get 100% automatic win regardless of time. Just like every other, you know, hero shooter that has an escort mission. I think it's about the only one I've actually enjoyed. But it's so far back there, you know, you gotta go help the team, right? Just pull distraction. Yeah, see, it's still going backwards. We're at 70 or 13%. Teammate might have gone over there too. You just pull distraction. They have more things to shoot, they're not going to be going after our thing. Yeah. See that? Trying so hard over there.
Entering combat zone. Optical camo drone will soon go offline. Fire control system unlocked.
What do you guys think? Have any of you been able to play this yet? Do you enjoy mech games? I'm curious to know how many guys out there are actually into this stuff. I think that mech stuff is probably the coolest stuff out there. Not the cool stuff, but some of the coolest stuff. I mean, who doesn't want to be in a giant robot crushing things? And where's that influence come from? Like, what's the inspiration? I don't know. I didn't really watch Gundam a lot as a younger kid, I watched the BattleTech stuff, and I watched Macross. Macross was the big one from the 80s that I was into as a kid. About the same time frame as Gundam. I don't know if it's a little older, a little later. About the same time frame for most of it, at least the original Gundams. But Macross was my jam because they had the robots that turned into fighter jets. Watched that on my grandmother's house when I was like, shoot, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. Obviously, you know, years after it come out, I think. Not too much longer, but it was really cool. She had a satellite, and by satellite, I mean the dish was like, you know, 10, 15 feet across, like in diameter, and like in the winter time, if it was angled right, you could sit in it and the snow would just sit in it, and you could like ride it around because it was on like a concrete base that was in the ground like 10 feet. And when you turned to go to a channel, you literally watch the dish go wah 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 and turn around like an antenna on the top of your house. But yeah, got all the cool channels back in the day. I don't even know what satellite cost back then. It's probably ridiculous. And the reason that they had satellite is because it lived in such a rural area that there were not enough people per square mile to make it worth it for the cable companies to come out and run their cable so that they could have cable. That's where I grew up. Middle of nowhere. No victory, obviously. Crushed it. I think that's 3 solid beatings that we just took care of. Oh, look at me. MVP, first time playing Stego. Basically awesome. 1.5 million damage. What do we got? 4 deaths. Excuse me, 4 kills, 5 deaths, 8 assists. It's all about that consistency. I think I've always had more assists than kills. Just about. It's fun to watch these replays because they focus in on the kills and the assists. This guy. Yeah, get him, Tricera. You're gonna love those Gatling guns. 4 Gatling guns. He has 2 regular Gatling guns and 2 heavy Gatling guns. I don't think there's like a ton of difference in the damage. I think the rate of fire on the heavy Gatling guns is a little higher. I don't know if the rounds are actually any bigger or stronger. Dominating. What's next, guys? I don't know. Let's take a look at some stuff. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm along for the ride as well. I think we're going to take a look at all of the mechs. Yeah, Welkin's cool, Tricera's cool, Stego's cool, Falcon. Those are my top 4. Yeah, look at that guy. Look at him. Coolest one. So this is like your mod thing. Like I said, you got slots, and you got these little things, restrictors, and they change stats depending. You know, with Stego, you know, max energy on the ground, but not in the air. That's fine. I don't need to regenerate anything in the air because I don't fly. Barely move. I find a place I want to sit and I'm good. Energy regen and like capacity for Falcon, super helpful. I really nailed this down. You know, there's just not enough there for me to like dig into the stats. It's a play test, kind of messing with stuff. I didn't see like an appreciable difference, even picking like one particular stat over another. Didn't seem to affect the gameplay a whole bunch. Obviously you can make things glass cannons and stuff like that, because it seems like if you're gonna, there's no abilities, there's no like components here that don't have a positive and a negative. If you're gonna get this, it's gonna take away this, which is it's kind of annoying actually, because you're adding parts shouldn't take away. It's like taking medication that's gonna help you with this thing, but it's gonna give you all these other things. Like all these things have side effects. Wonder if you get high enough tier that that's not the case anymore. Now that's an interesting prospect. I haven't found any mind projection ones at all yet. Yeah, this is your mod thing. So every time you open up crates and stuff, this will give you some more stuff. Obviously, purple is, you know, they got the classes and all that. So this CBA, yes, I'm sure the SS plus SSR, whatever. That's, you know, mobile gotcha kind of tier stuff, but it's okay. I'll forgive it. What's the leastness? Yeah, so we're gonna go through all these. Feel free. I sped it up so you don't have to like sit here for like 10 minutes watching this. About 2 minutes. This Falcon, my favorite. Really cool. Tricera, another favorite. S tier. Highly recommend. You like sitting down and letting people come to you. That's the way to go. She's a sniper. Said she. Just had a whole argument with my son about male and female mechs, but he got me. Yeah, ultra heavy attacker. Yeah, very cool. Lots of missiles. Sky Raider. He's a medium flyer. Probably the most challenging one to deal with with a good pilot with Falcon, just because his weapons are heavier. Whole thing's heavy. He's not as maneuverable, but he's just good. This guy's got a cool one. He's melee. His little drill thing will push back anybody. Snipers are cool for certain maps. Not very defensively strong, so you gotta make sure you're a good ways away. Infernal's a weird one. I couldn't get used to him. He's got like 2 laser cannons. And this little fence thing that's like defensive. Yeah, it's weird. I never played any support. This guy's cool. He heals people, but he also has this like corrupt ability. Yeah, like this, and that'll just damage people instead of heal them. Hurricane's another weird one. Yeah, didn't really feel this one. Got similar to the other guy. His attacks. Yeah, but Tricera's. If I had to pick one over all the others, probably be Tricera. It's just a lot of fun to shoot all the Gatling guns and the big old howitzer. But Falcon's a close second. It's basically a flip of a coin for me. And they're complete opposites, but they both fit well in how I like to play. I either want to sit and, you know, hammer down, or I want to like be jumping around all over the place. But yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is not a review, but if I had to give it a review, just based off the playtest and how plays, this is a solid 7 out of 10. Probably could get it to an 8, just depending on how it comes out at release. Campaign would be awesome. My expectations for certain types of games just really depends on how it's put out there. If this game had like a ton of hype around it, it was done by like a AAA developer, then I would expect a lot more. But this is a smaller developer from what I can tell. I mean, I guess if I've not heard of them before, then I mean that's not that fair. But they have made another game, and they seem to publish their own stuff. So I don't see any like Nexon or Tencent kind of stuff going on here. There's no Blizzard or Sony backing, so they're doing it on their own, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. I'm impressed. I like it. I'd play this quite a bit. I really did enjoy this one. So if you get an opportunity, check it out. If you like mech games, highly recommend. This is easily got to be in like the, top 5 mech games of all time that I've played. It's probably the amount of games I've played. But mech games are never going to be bad. unless they're Gundam. Ironically, Gundam mech games, I've not played a good one. If you guys know of a good one, I will gladly listen, but they've always felt super clunky. The animations have been really bad, and I've always been disappointed with them. No story, no gameplay, just terrible. So I would love for someone to make a good Gundam game, but haven't seen it. So this and Armored Core 6, Mech Warrior, you know, top tier mech games, guys. Well, I appreciate you watching. Catch you in the next one, guys. Take care.